So alright, so first and foremost, I want to give up praises to Yahweh, Shemi or Shai Shemer Kakadash. We said about our apostles and elders agreements and rule well. Our teachers, our apostles in the truth, and we say salutations. So they are coming to the pushing on truth and say the day in and the out. Considering season and season, we say shalom. Once again, going into a little video here, and as you can see, the news article states food prices rise to the highest level in a decade amid labor shortage and supply crisis. Now, if you was keeping up with the news, you're keeping up with things that are going on right now worldwide, you would know that they have a shortage of supplies worldwide. Food, chips, what they saying is food, chips, and plenty other stuff. Right? As you can see, labor shortage as well due to one of the reasons to say is due to the pandemic, right? And how much job losses took place and so on. But then the next one say UK food shortages. Supermarkets may start rationing meat ahead of Christmas amid gas crisis, right? So you could see where it is going on, right? I think recently, I think it was this week here, America raised the debt ceiling and so on, so they wouldn't crash and all this other stuff. Even they themselves talking about the shortages that happening in their place, talking about food, talking about and lots of other stuff that they have shortage on. You understand? And the last one, I'm open with the scripture. It's in Matthew 24, verse 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." Say, and there shall be famines. Right? So when you look at the word famine, it means the scarcity of something. Mostly the scarcity of food. Food could be what we call rare. Food could be a rare thing to get. You understand? So mostly where you see is starvation. People sort of die from starvation. Some people might turn into cannibals. All those things are what prophecies we see taking place. The Lord told us these things will come. As I say, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. And what we've seen is famines worldwide. You understand? We've seen famines. They mentioned famines about food, famines about technology, famines about what's the next thing they mention again? Raw materials and so forth, right? So you see that the time that we're in, and especially one of the main famines there is food, because people love to eat, and we going into this pagan festival time that they call Christmas, as you see it mentioned here. They're rationing meat ahead of Christmas. That is the time they say eat and be merry. You understand? Well, according to what is going on, it had no eat and be merry. Shit is happening. The prophecies are playing out. Right? It already has certain places going through such a heavy famine. It's that they stopped selling certain stuff, or they're keeping back certain stuff, and some of the food prices raised. It raised to a high level. You understand? So let's go into the first article here. Right? It say food prices rise to the highest level in a decade amid labor shortage and supply crisis. It say food prices have reached level in a decade as the virus continues to wreak havoc on businesses left reeling from a labor shortage and issues within the supply chain. It said the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations released data showing that the FAO Food Price Index, defined as a measure of the monthly change in international prices of a basket of food commodities, had risen by 1.5 points from August to September, with an average 0.0 points in September. So you can see it's a high increase. It say in addition, compared to the same time last year, the FFPI had risen by 32.1 points, or 32.8%, the highest it's been since 2011, right? FFPI of 131.9, right? It say among the commodities measured by the FFPI, vegetable oil saw the highest increase at 60% compared to the following year, and up by 1.2% from the previous month. It says cereal prices saw the second largest jump in food prices. Now, nonetheless, the more you read, is the more they tell you how much things risen and how much things it have a shortage on, right? So the more you go into it, it says supply chain experts are already issuing warnings to consumers to prepare ahead of the holiday shopping season, as large and small businesses alike continue to experience issues relating to the labor shortages and kinks in the supply chain, resulting in rising shipping costs and cargo being stuck in seaports. So you can see where the shortage is taking place and how it is taking place, right? And that will lead to a famine, because again, people just love to eat. People love to do this thing. So the high increase in prices, they can't buy, and the lack of stuff to buy is a next thing by itself, right? It say this is 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 5. It say, behold, said the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So these are the things that the Lord bringing upon this place. And we've seen it happen, as I say. If you're up to date with the news, every week they're talking about, or every other 2 days, every day, matter of fact, they're talking about how it have a shortage on supplies, or shortages on food, or shortages on certain things. You understand? Leading to what? Famine, to the fact where now if you go in the grocery, you're not seeing certain stuff. I think it was this week yourself, I hear someone tell me, I went in the grocery and I ain't seeing this, I ain't seeing that. And then the next thing to replace it, the price too high. So you're seeing where it leading to. You're seeing what it is going to happen. So it's 2 Ezra 15 verse 5, it said, behold, said the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. 2 Ezra 15 verse 49, it says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, and we're seeing what? The lack of work. Leading to what? Poverty. I think this year is the highest year for poverty. I could be wrong, but I think I was reading an article about that. Right? It says famine, where it is we're seeing. It says sword and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. This is the things that the Lord sent upon you all, because you all continue to what? Continually sin, continually break the law, continually go against Him. So you say what? Famine, sword and pestilence. We seeing these things happen. They say to waste thy houses with death and destruction, and this way is taking place in your houses. This is what affecting you. On the island here, people learn balling for the prices on the food. Now they don't know the background of what is going on, because again these jakes on this they don't really care. They just ball for the prices on they just ball for the increase of prices. But some of them don't even know that in the background of it, it's because the price is raised because there's a shortage of stuff. There's lack of this particular item. So it come like supply and demand, leading to what? Famines. Right? This is 2 Ezra 16 verse 22. They say, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Shall perish of famine. I said the Lord say, many of you that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And it say, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you escape the famine, But hey, the sword they fear. But as the scripture says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And hey, we seeing famines of that. We're seeing famines. The scarcity of food. So keep on thinking it's a game, and you just end up like one of them that are going to die, perish of the famine. Son, I'll bring one more precept and I'll close off. This is Jeremiah 11 verse 22. Say, therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I'll punish them. The young men shall die by the sword, their sons and their daughters shall die by famine. So you see what is going on. So with that, we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kakodash. We say that amongst our apostles and elders agreements and well. Our teachers are apostles in the truth, and we say salutations. So we are coming to the pushing the truth and I say day in and day out. Counseling season we say Shalom.